All right, this is day one of my 5 top drugstore foundations. We're gonna start off with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear. This is what my skin is looking like. It's got, my sunscreen helps to give it a natural sheen underneath. I don't wear highlighter. I find that maintaining my skincare is what gives me my shine. I put on a very thin layer of foundation on top of my moisturizer and all of my skincare, including SPF. Definitely SPF every single day. I lather SPF all over my face, into my chest, and on my arms. I like to come out here and walk the pups every day, and so I make sure that I'm covered with SPF, especially on the face. I find that it has lessened the speedy growth of my fine lines, especially now that I'm in my mid-40s. Drink a lot of water, and I think that all helps. I think internally taking care of yourself as well, finding a good diet also helps. But this is what my skin looks like with a very thin layer of the Infallible. This is day one of my favorite drugstores, and I see you tomorrow on day 2. Have a good one. So this is another affordable drugstore foundation makeup. This one is the Makeup Revolution foundation. All the rest of the same products, except today I'm not using a setting spray. So this is kind of the sheen I get without having to use a setting spray. Since my skin is a little bit oily, I don't mind it like this right now. Figured adding a setting spray might dry it too much, and right now I just kind of like the little sheen. So this is day 3 of my drugstore foundations, and today is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. I have to say, the drugstore foundations are by far my most favorite foundations. I've yet to find the best high-end ones. I mean, I do have some of my favorite ones, like my Estee Lauder, and when I do the couple that I do like, I'll show those also. But I just find that if I can reach that type of coverage with just a little bit of a layer, and even if some of my spots show through, I just find that the way that it leaves my skin is so good. I've got fine lines, but they don't get emphasized any more than they need to be. And I'm also gonna give you guys a quick look into what I do with my eyelashes. I do not wear falsies, and these are my lashes. Granted, I get this result with 3 different mascaras on a primer, but the way that I also find to take it off is also really good and quick, and I don't see a reason why I have to wear the falsies, especially when I'm trying to save as many as I have. Because with my age now and aging skin, I don't want to lose the little bit that I do have. So yeah, this is day 3 of drugstore foundation Maybelline Matte and Poreless. So this is day 4 of my 5-day drugstore foundations. And today it's the Maybelline 24-hour foundation in 128 Warm Nude. Again, I just love the finishes of these. I literally only put on my skincare underneath. Definitely SPF with my moisturizer, and then I put on the foundation, some bronzer, some blush, my eyes, which of course, as you can tell, I'm in the cool fall tones right now. We're still the last month of summer, but this is what the makeup is looking like. And again, I don't get this type of a finish with even the lightest layer of the more expensive high-end makeup. I've managed to find a way to do it the same with the drugstore with a luxury foundation, but again, I just don't see why to spend the money when I can get the same or even better results with the drugstore. They're just my favorite. I just find that I get more longer wear and better sitting on my face wear with my drugstore foundations. So again, this is the Maybelline 24-hour foundation with a really, really light layer. I use all of my foundations with a sponge. I use the e.l.f. beauty sponge, that's like about $5. It's much better than the beauty blender. And I just get this finish that is just unbelievable. I don't use highlighter. I already have fine lines. As you can see, I already have enough fine lines with my aging skin. So adding highlighter will just accentuate that. But with my blush, which by the way is drugstore as well, the Milani blushes in the Luminoso. Gosh, and it just gives me the best color. And it gives me enough sheen. Which, by the way, your skincare is what gives you that shine. If you take good care of your skin underneath, the makeup will just sit nicely on top of that. But no need for highlighter because my skin just shines. And with this type of makeup, I don't find that my skin is oily or any oilier throughout the day. Yeah, this is what it looks like. And I'm loving it. Here we are, day 5. Again with the fall vibes here. But today's foundation is the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus in Golden Beige. I don't want to give a hint as to which one is my favorite, but even though I love all of these, I have to say this one sits the absolute best on my face. And again, I just don't see why spending a lot of money on the higher end ones when I am getting such a good coverage, which I literally just put a light layer on my face. I don't cake it on because since I do have oily skin, and as you can see, I have larger pores and I have deeper set wrinkles. It's funny because even though I'm in my mid 40s now, I've had these wrinkles probably since I was like 14. They've just become more prominent, but because I have aging skin, I don't like to cake it on. And on top of aging skin, I also have oily skin. So I find that even the matte foundations, if I put a little light layer on it, I don't have to set it with a powder. I do like to do a finishing powder just so that I can get a setting glow on top of my face and kind of mesh all of my blush and my contour on my face, which is also drugstore. I am using the eyeshadow, just literally, it's just the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer with some of Revlon's blush that I'm also wearing on my cheeks, kind of just to match everything together, blend everything together. Even wearing a BH Cosmetics matte liquid lipstick today with a NYX gloss on top, the lingerie line gloss. But this is what the PhotoFocus from Wet n Wild looks like on my face. Again, I have larger pores, but it doesn't seem to emphasize them. I don't wear a primer. I literally only have on the Clinique yellow different lotion on, the gel formula, mixed in with the CeraVe daytime moisturizer with SPF in it. And I usually lather that all on, all together with a collagen cream, all over my chest, the back of my neck, my ears. And then I just put on the rest of my makeup on top of that. And even with SPF, I don't have that cast on my face, but I do have to put on my SPF. I don't sit outside, but I do walk my dogs outside, and that's why I do in the mornings. And I find that SPF is very important. Never too early to start, so I talked to my daughter and my nieces about that, but this is what it looks like right now. Love it.